Pledge of Allegiance. Let's get the important things out.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I haven't said that. Okay. Roll call. Let's hit that one.
Hold on. Wait, get in this chair. Okay. Miss Caruso.
Don't believe I think he's the one that's not here.
I'm sorry. It's Miss Carbano. I am very sorry. Mr. Rust.
Yes.
Mr. Rust.
Present.
Mr. Fortier.
Here.
Mr. Shiskowski.
Present.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, Mr. Wiltshire is excused. He has an excused absence. Richard Wiltshire. We have a quorum.
We have quorum. Okay, that's good. So the next thing on the agenda would be the approval of the minutes. I have read the minutes. I would like to have an amendment, something changed. David Rust was present at the meeting. He's not in them. He was present.
Oh, I didn't do these minutes.
That's okay. The beautiful thing with minutes is they can be easily fixed.
Okay.
But David Rust was present. Other than that, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from November 10, 2025 as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as stated.
Second? Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make an adjustment on the agenda. We got our numbering off a little bit, so it goes from 6A1, and it should be, the next number should be, brief announcement should be 7, and adjourn should be 8. On the second page of the agenda.
Yeah. So is 7 the applicable code section from the city?
That's
Code
part
of-
of, that's part of 6A1.
Okay,
And then we should have 7 next at brief announcements,
okay.
and then number 8, adjourn.
Oh, so we're off on our numbers. Yeah, that's
I just wanted to
Yeah,
get
that's fine.
clarification.
So I think at this time, Wayne, don't we start the quasi judicial?
Yes, there's no unfinished business.
It says there's none. So before we get started, though, I think, number one, I would open that quasi-judicial hearing, and then number two, ask any board member to disclose any ex parte communication or conflict of interest or site visits. That means that, have you communicated with anybody that's here today? Have you visited the construction site? Have you done anything like that? Does anybody have any?
None.
Okay, and then the next thing would be the clerk is supposed to swear in all who intend to offer testimony. We're gonna do it right. And then it gets turned over to staff after that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have quorum.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
Good evening, construction board members. My name is Wayne Esseltine, the building official at the city of Sebastian. Before us tonight, we have a quasi-judicial hearing This involves contractor Adrian Bustamante is the qualifier for a roofing construction business of Diamond Quality Roofing Incorporated. There are an address of 3060 Southeast Fairmont Street in Stewart, Florida. They are a state licensed contractor, roofing contractor, license CCC 1332574. The address where this alleged violation occurred is 241 Midvale Terrace in Sebastian. The two causes for disciplinary action before the board tonight is 26-172-2, committing fraud or deceit in the practice of contracting, and 26-172-8, knowingly or deliberately disregarding or violating any applicable building codes or laws of the state, county, or city. So on 1/15/2025, building permit for a roof replacement was issued to Adrian Bustamante from Diamond Quality Roofing under permit number 25-156. In this permit, there's 4 required building inspections: a sheathing renail inspection, a dry-in flashing, roof in progress, and a final roof inspection. And it's all required by the Florida Building Code, section 110.3. Subsequently, the permit was going to expire. We sent a 30-day notice to the contractor. And then once there was no action taken on the permit, another notice was sent as a notice of violation once the permit expired, and that was sent on 7/14/25. So on about November 17th, the owner of 241 Midvale Terrace, Mr. Charles Clevenger, I'm not sure if you got that right, he presented in person to the building department a final inspection report that was given to him by the contractor that indicated that the roof permit 25-156 had received a final roof inspection, and he had some pictures of some roof sheathing, the nailing pattern, several areas of the renailing affidavit, all signed by the contractor, Adrian Bustamante. So the building department records did not show that any of these inspections had been performed on this roof. So Mr. Clevenger left his number with the building department so we could do an investigation and determine the validity of the inspection report. After further investigation, it was discovered the inspection completion date on the report was 1/19/25, which is a Sunday when we're not working, and the upload date on the form was 1/20/25, which happened to be Martin Luther King holiday, and which we were not at work that day either. So our records show that no inspections were performed. So we contacted our provider, My Government Online, which is our software provider, and made inquiry to MGO whether they could assist us to determine if the inspection report was valid. It was determined that the work order number and inspection number on the report, which is not generated by us, automatically generated, we don't have no control over those numbers. They matched up with a previously completed final inspection report that was actually performed on 4/15/2022 at 562 Rolling Hill Drive under permit number 22-955, which was previously issued to Diamond Quality Roofing. It was readily apparent that the final inspection report was fraudulently altered in an attempt to deceive the homeowner and the building department into thinking that the roof had received the final inspection. Contractor, through their login credentials and MGO, are the only people that would have had access to this final inspection report that was performed under their permit number 22-955. The owner indicated that this roof was closed out to the owner indicated that he needed the roof to be closed out to satisfy his insurance company. The building official reached out to Diamond Quality Roofing to make arrangements to meet on site so we can remove portions of the roof to uncover the underlayment, inspect the attachments of the shingles and accessories. During this conversation, the contractor's representative again made reference to the falsified final inspection report. insisting the final inspection was already completed. Building officials stated that we had other inspections that were not scheduled, need to be verified before we could close out the permit. Our deputy building official, Dan Haney, made arrangements with the roofer's representative to meet on the site to verify code compliance. After the site visit was made, the applicable comments were entered in the permit system, the roof permit was completed and closed. So I have a quick PowerPoint here that shows the various documents that we have in regards to this case. So this was the original final inspection report that was received from the homeowner, Charles Clevenger, around the week of November 17th. This report says it's passed. Final roof inspection. Got his address, and he left us his phone number so we could contact him once we did our investigation. So I sent out an email to MGO. Like I said, he's our software provider, and I asked them, that we didn't have any inspections, record of any inspections performed, and could they look into this to see if it was a valid report or what, if they can make heads or tails of it, essentially looking at the work order number and the project numbers. We could, that we can't, inspection number, I should say, that we could not verify on our end. So what a response I got back is, this is from Ken Jenkins, one of their support members, and he says that it appears the contractor altered the inspection report from another inspection report that truly was conducted under permit number 22-955. The original correct inspection report is shown below, contained the same work order number and inspection number, so we can surmise with confidence that the report provided to you was altered or subsequently fraudulent. This is the inspection report he sent back to me, where he put squares around the work order number, inspection number. Then this is the one that matched up with the previous permit number on there, 22-955, the same number. So this is just a copy of our holiday schedule showing, the report said that the inspection was done on the 19th, which is a Sunday, and that it was uploaded on a Monday, which would have been January 20th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There's no way that's possible that could have happened that way. So this is a marked up version of what I was talking about. The circled items are the items that were changed. That's the date was changed, 119. The permit number 25-156 was changed. These work order number, inspection numbers, was the numbers that did not change, that way we were able to track this down. Changed the address, 241 Midvale Terrace. Scheduled date, completed date, uploaded date. They're different dates. Usually that's all the same date. So then this is the original from 562 Rolling Hill Drive. And this permit was issued to Adrian Bustamante of Diamond Quality Roofing. Original report was used to create the fraudulent inspection. And this is how. The areas are underlined and the areas that were changed. So you got 4/15/2022. Inspection number 22-955. Work order number, inspection number stayed the same. Different address, 562 Rolling Hill Drive. This is the scheduled date, completed date, uploaded date, 4/15/2022. The only person that, again, that would have had access to this report is the contractor, because the way it's protected in the system, you can view things, but you can't get access to these reports. Yep. So this is a building permit that was issued to Diamond Quality Roofing, and then clearly showing all the required inspections, starting out with a sheathing renail, dry-in flashing, followed by roof in progress and a final roof. These inspections are on the permit itself. We sent out a 30-day expired permit notice to notifying the contractor the permit's about to expire. That was sent on 6/16/25. followed by the expired permit notice of violation once the permit expired on 7/14/25. And they need to take, the letter says basically they need to take appropriate action to get it corrected. So after our deputy building official, Dan Haney, made contact with the roofing contractor to make arrangements for them to meet us out in the field, the inspections are the following, the sheathing renail, his notes say the entire re-roof of the house was completed without any inspection 5 months after receiving the expired permit notice. On 7/14/25, contractor reopened the permit, uploaded sheathing renailing affidavit, photos, and on 1/15/25 that were taken 1/15/25. The affidavit was signed by that time. And the affidavit was accepted, and based on the photos and the affidavit, we were able to pass the sheathing renail inspection. So the roof in progress, it just simply states here that the shingles were nailed per the manufacturer's specs and verified. There was some issues. We found loose ridge vent ends, short nails used. Ends of shingles were not embedded in roof cement per code. This was found at each end of the ridge vents on 12/17/25. John Parker, other inspector, went out back to job site to verify the ridge vent repairs and the roof repairs due to open areas for inspection were completed and code compliant. John notified him, and later that day, the final roof inspection passed. So we're able to get the permit closed out for the homeowner so he could satisfy his insurance company. So this slide just shows a history of the roofing permits issued to Adrian Bustamante, doing business as Diamond Quality Roofing since 2022. They've been here pulling permits. The project requirements have been in the past, because you can see a lot of them are completed and closed, except for one, where seems to be an ongoing issue with them when the permit's expiring. That's a 25 permit there that's expired. But other than the one we're talking about on Midvale Terrace, there was one, two, three others that were approved. So point of this is, I think they know the requirements. They've gotten inspections in the past. They just, tried to do something different here, which just wasn't right. So the applicable Florida Building Code sections applicable to the disciplinary hearing is 110.1. Construction or work which a permit is required shall be subject to inspection by the building official. Such construction work shall remain exposed, provided with access for inspection purposes until approved. Approval as a result of the inspection shall not be construed as an approval of violation of provisions of the code or other ordinances of the jurisdiction. No, it's not an authority to violate or cancel any provisions of the code. Or the provisions of the code or other ordinance of the jurisdiction. So 110.3, the required inspections, the building official, upon notification from the permit holder or his or her agent, shall make the following inspections or any other inspections deemed necessary, and shall either release the portion of the construction or shall notify the permit holder or his or her agent of any violations that must be corrected or to comply with the codes. The building official shall determine the timing and sequencing of when inspections occur and what elements are to be inspected at each inspection. So in summary, the causes for disciplinary action in accordance with section 26-172. 26-172-2. Sufficient evidence has been acquired to show that the contractor, Adrian Bustamante, fraudulently altered an official inspection report in an attempt to deceive the owner and the building department in violation of City Code of Ordinance 26-172-2, committing fraud or deceit in the practice of contracting. Second violation is 26-172-8. The contractor, Adrian Bustamante, violated Florida Building Code 110.1 and Florida Building Code 110.3. Florida Building Code 110.1 states the work shall remain exposed and provided with access until approved. The roof was completed without prerequisite inspections being performed. Florida Building Code 110.3 states the building official shall make inspections upon notification from the permit holder. The contractor to fail to schedule any inspections. The required inspections are listed on the permit, and the contractor, Adrian Bustamante, has been issued previous roofing permits in the city of Sebastian and knows the sequence of requirements for inspections. This is a violation of City Code of Ordinance 26-172-8, knowingly or deliberately disregarding or violating any applicable building codes or laws of the state, county, or city. That completes my presentation. Are there any questions for me?
So it sounds like at the end of the day, the contractor affidavit with the photos was the catalyst to get it approved. So the city's okay now.
Well, that was only with the sheathing renail portion of it. The
Not
rest
the
of it
rest.
was inspected physically.
Yeah. Okay. That was what I have more, but I want to talk to the people that
And my
are here.
deputy building official is here, that he was the one that was on the job with the contractor. If you have any questions, that's actually what
I mean,
happened.
my biggest concern would be, and I think I'm taking it higher than even this board, my biggest concern is it going to be okay for the owners as far as their insurance? You know the state of Florida, I think it's every 10 years, you got to change your roof out. Does that make them committing fraud? I mean, there's some discussions that have to happen here. This is bigger than I think the scope that we have here. What if they can't get insurance?
Well, the roof inspection ultimately was completed and closed. The roofing permit was completed and closed. We did do the inspections. The code allows us to accept a re-nailing affidavit. In addition to that, they had photos of what they nailed. There was several photos, different angles. We could verify that that was accurate.
So there's no asterisks of, we completed it, but.
No, because, and Dan's here, he can tell you more about what they did, but they opened it up in several areas, took shingles off.
Okay.
So we could see the underlayment.
Okay.
And then he was able to look at the rest of the shingles by, picking them up, seeing that the nailing was correct. They did find some problems with some other areas that required some repairs, which they ended up fixing those. Our other inspector, John Parker, went back out there to verify that those were fixed. After that was completed is when we completed and closed the permit. So we did find some things that were wrong, and we were able to verify each and every layer so that we could, with confidence, approve the final inspection and close out the permit.
What type of roofing is it? Shingle?
Shingle.
Shingle? That's all I had.
Anyone else?
I do want to hear from the people, though. I think there's more to this.
Okay, thank you.
So the next thing, I think we're at number 5, respondent cross-examination.
That would be by the contractor if they wish to cross-examine building department.
Does the contractor want to do that? Okay. Number 6, respondent or respondent's agent makes presentation. You got a 30-minute limit. Sounds like that's, you want to do that? Yep. Absolutely.
So my name is Adrian Bustamante. I'm the contractor. Basically, on January 19th, I have the report that says that it passed final inspection and the customer paid their final invoice on January 24th. And to our belief, basically, the roof was completed after that point. And on December 11th, we can see the permit is expired, but in the system it says completed. So to our belief, the roof and everything was completely done after the final inspection on January 19th.
So if I may, real quick,
Yeah,
so that I
'cause I have
understand the
questions,
timing
too.
here.
Yes.
So the permit was issued on 1/15. Okay, sorry. So that I understand the timing here, the permit was issued on 1/15 of '25.
I don't have that document.
Okay,
Wait, no,
it was in evidence.
Here.
Okay.
Okay.
And the completed inspection, as stated, was 1/19 of '25?
Correct.
So 4 days later.
Yes.
And I do believe, isn't that what isn't that what you're contending?
What evidence do you have that it was completed on 1/19/25?
Does this document, which, I mean, do you guys want to see it, or?
No,
Is that one of them in the packet, Wayne? That he's holding?
This is the one that we're saying was fraudulently.
Okay.
fraudulent, yeah.
I mean, that's what we got from the system. You guys can have it, or you guys,
I mean, I seriously am more concerned about the
homeowners,
insurance part.
insurance.
You know, for
I
the
was not
homeowners.
aware that the homeowner wasn't getting insurance after.
We can only go off of, as a board, we can only go off of what we're provided.
Yes.
And the building department keeps copious notes and records. So all this is real. I
Yes.
think the thing that's not real is what you have at the lectern right there. I think this was just an effort to kind of get it passed along, which takes me back to the insurance part of it. But since the permit was closed out, so the building department is satisfied that it was built to code?
At the end of the day, yes, we're satisfied that the roof was completed and we were able to complete all inspections.
With this particular company, has this happened before?
No.
No? Has the delay of permits and permits expiring happened before? And I understand that everybody wanted their roof done all at once. I get that.
Yes, I can say that there's other expired permits. We've never had any report given to us that appear to be fraudulent.
Is there anything else you want to say, sir?
No, I mean, we completed the job and everything. We based everything off of the report we got on January 19th. That's why we charged the customer, closed it out, and we thought we were done completely. Unfortunately, it seems that.
So do you have any reason why, if in fact you believe the permit was completed,
Yes.
and then you got 2 expired permits after that 1/19 date that was when you stated it was completed, why would you not have responded to the 30-day notice on 6/16 and then the expired notice on 7/14? Should have indicated to me that obviously something was still in limbo, and yet nothing appears to have happened based on what has been presented to us.
I did not get those 2 notices. I only got the notice of this hearing. That's why I'm here. I did knew whenever they were sending guys to do the job and to complete it, but I did not get those 2 notices before. I'm not the only one that works at the office.
I was going to say, is there a possibility that this rose up because everybody's taking so much, everybody wants the roof? Is it possible that this came about because of so many roofing projects? Maybe just not enough people making sure that
That
the
everything's
I's
getting
are
done
dotted
right.
and the T's are crossed. Doesn't excuse it, but
Definitely not
I
an
think
excuse.
it's pretty clear that there's fraud here. And I think that's pretty clear in my opinion. But I've seen it in other areas in construction
Yes.
where there's just so much work going on. Everybody just wants to keep taking jobs and things happen. I get it. But pretty clear that there's something here. So we are going to have to adjudicate in some manner here.
Okay.
But I appreciate you speaking. I did want to hear that for sure. How many jobs you got going now?
Right now, I'm no longer qualifying diamond quality.
You what?
No longer qualifying them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, sir?
No, I have
Okay,
nothing else.
yeah. Thank you.
Cross-examination, please?
I think we just did it.
No.
Oh, you want to do it? Oh, okay, Wayne, by staff. Go ahead.
Yes. So the report in your hand
Yes.
is dated, the completion date of 1/19/2025.
Yes.
Where did you get that?
I got it from the girl at the office,
The girl at the office?
Tatiana. She works all the permits and everything.
So That report
Yes.
we are contesting is a
That's
fraudulent
fraudulent.
report.
I,
And do you understand why? And you know where that report came from?
I came from her again.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why I asked her, and
this work order number and inspection number that are on there, that I just did that presentation, that matches up with an inspection that you did, your company did, back in 4/16 of 2022. A final inspection report by the same
the
inspector.
same number and everything.
The same
Something I would
everything,
have to talk to
except for
her.
the permit number was changed, the dates were changed, and the address were changed. So somebody took this report and probably used Publisher or some program like that and fraudulently documented it up to make it look like it was an approved inspection for this particular job. So do you understand
I
that?
understand it, but again, this is what was presented to me, and this is what I
Right.
went by.
Well, somebody in your
In my
office who had access to
That's something
MGO
that I have to,
someone had to have taken this report and changed it.
is it possible to get that copy?
Oh, absolutely. You can have everything.
Who's the actual contractor?
He is.
I'm the
You're the actual
qualifier.
contractor,
I'm the
which-
qualifier for the company.
It's okay, so if you're the qualifier, here's how it works in Florida. You are solely responsible for the day-to-day actions of everything in there. There is no, she did this or this happened.
Yes.
You are totally responsible. I'm a Division I contractor, so I understand exactly how it works. You are responsible for all the finances, you're responsible for everything that happens out of that office. So there's no, I don't know why she did this, maybe better controls to make sure this doesn't happen, but you are responsible. When you sign for that license, you're signing that, and it says it right on it.
Yes, correct.
You are responsible for all daily actions, period. And so there is no she on that.
Okay.
Sorry, Wayne, good.
I have nothing further. I just wanted to clarify that that's why we're here, is about this inspection report that was tried to give to a public office, not only the homeowner, but you submitted it to the building department. And that's cause for disciplinary action.
And what would be the recommendation from the city? I think it's listed. here, but I wanna-
Release this gentleman if he's, I'm through.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
We're done.
We're done?
yeah,
Okay.
we're all set, thanks. man. Appreciate
We're done with cross-examination.
Yeah,
We're not
that's
done with
all.
the-
No, yeah.
Yeah, don't go
sit down.
anywhere. We appreciate the time, though.
What's next?
Well, the next thing would be, we ask questions, and my question of staff,
Okay.
and my question would be, what does the city want?
Well, in my mind, this is a pretty serious violation. Anybody who submits a fraudulent document to the city and trying to put homeowners at risk because of work that was not inspected, it's not fair to the homeowners, it's not fair to the city, and we all have to comply with the Florida Building Code. So taking one of our documents and altering it is pretty serious in my mind. So I think we might be jumping ahead because we got public comment, but your choices are, yes. Yeah, before we get into maybe, what disciplinary actions you want to take, you may want to hear from the public, the homeowner.
Sure, absolutely.
Right.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Charles Clevenger. I live at 241 Midvale Terrace.
Would you spell your name, please?
Last name's Clevenger, Cleav like Victor, Enger.
Thank you.
Sir, there won't be any questions, just if you want to tell the board anything about your situation.
No, I think it's been covered pretty well. We do have our reinstated insurance after they did the final inspection and everything. And we were happy with the job that they did. I thought that they did a really good job of roofing. And so I have no complaints about that.
So you're happy with the contractor?
Yeah, I'm happy with the job they did. I'm not happy with the way the contractor did it.
Well, the way that it was, yeah, there's
But the
things
job
in
was fine. I mean, yeah,
2025,
so-
26. Huh, that's interesting.
I have a question.
Okay.
So we've been showing this copy of this inspection report. You brought this to our office, yes? And who did you receive it from?
That Adrian, what's his
The
name?
gentleman that's here tonight? Thank you.
Okay.
One last question, if I may. Do you have a date or approximate date of when the roofing job was actually completed, on or about?
It would be pretty close,
The permit was issued in January.
yeah.
Do you know what month it was completed?
I have no idea. Sorry, I don't know what you're looking for.
Well, just when not when we did our work, the inspections, but when the contractor actually completed the job and left your property with a new roof,
Data points together.
like February, March, January.
I mean, this is your final inspection here.
Yeah, but that's not going to be when they've completed the roof.
Do you recall when the contractor asked
I
for
have
payment?
the invoice that paid
Yeah,
for the roof.
When was
What
that?
date is that?
This is 1/24/2025.
So not long after the permit was issued.
Right, so that was a paid invoice.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I also have the cash receipt here. And I have a 1/29/25 paid in full.
Is there anything else, sir?
Okay, good? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think, well, I have to admit, it was,
Excuse me, go ahead.
yeah, I have to admit, it was kind of nice to hear that the homeowners, because we don't usually get this, the homeowners were satisfied with the work, but I understand the frustration with the city. Fraud is not acceptable, and you just can't do that. And what if, hypothetically, what if the roof caved in? So my point is that there's a reason that you have building codes and the reason that we get permits and the reason that we follow the rules and do it right, because we have a state where we're trying to keep buildings up. We're trying to keep it from going up. So I think that we definitely have to look into it. So Wayne, is this the appropriate time when we talk about what's on the table?
I believe so.
So we're wanting to discuss options, is that what you're?
Yeah.
I mean, under the code, you can assess a fine up to $1,000. You also could place a contractor in a probation status, or you could suspend them completely.
Permitting privileges.
I'm sorry?
Suspend permitting.
Permit, right, well, yeah, when I say suspended, as far as his ability to get permits in the city.
And I still stand by the same thing. Where I'm conflicted is hearing from the owners that it was actually a pretty decent job. That's what's conflicting me. I think something should be out there, and I guess I'm talking to the board now. I think something should be out there, but I'm not seeing anything major, in my opinion. I mean, I get it. It was a mistake. Raise your hand in here if you haven't made a mistake. We all have, we're humans. So I see the mistake, but I also weigh evenly, in my opinion, I'm opining only, but I weigh, in my opinion, I weigh also the fact that the homeowners are satisfied with the job. When have we ever had that? I mean, that usually doesn't get here, so I'm going to kind of yield to the board on this of a recommendation.
So I have a question. Sorry. I have a question for Wayne. Wayne, how often do you ever find fraudulent documents uploaded?
Never. We had a situation many years ago of some signature forgeries that we had to look into, and that was dealt with in-house with the police department. That's the last time I can remember anything of that nature. To me, it's pretty serious, pretty egregious, to think that somebody can take our documents and doctor them up so that, try to pass them off as being approved. Again, that's a dangerous situation. The other thing that, correct me, but in addition to the actions of suspending permitting privileges, sorry, lost my train of thought. Cease and desist order, prohibit anybody from engaging in contracting. You can also impose an administrative fine in the amount not to exceed $1,000 per violation.
Question, Wayne, are there any other, in Sebastian, are there any other issues with this roofing company?
Other than the expired permits,
None.
just for not getting it
So in other words,
closed out.
nobody's concerned with quality of work?
Not to my knowledge.
Really what we're talking, don't get me wrong, fraud is fraud, and I'm not okay with that, but we're talking about clerical stuff, not the actual construction itself.
That doesn't make it right, whether it's clerical or other.
I didn't say it was, that's why I'm gonna yield to the board of what you recommend.
So, Mr. City Attorney, what is your recommendation?
Well,
Are you allowed to provide one?
I can give you some thoughts. I mean, I don't think it can go unaddressed, because you're right as far as mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but this is a situation where they brought an old document up on their screen, and through the magic that we all can do on our computers, they change dates and stuff. So that's a little bit more egregious. So if the board is thinking at all to go light on a fine or a suspension, at the very least, I think this contractor needs to be put on probation, and a strong message sent that they have got to toe the line and do things within the law. And I understand what Mr. Bustamante was saying as far as, he had one of his employees in the office that takes care of the paperwork. She's his responsibility as a licensed contractor, as you pointed out to him.
Correct.
So that is something that he definitely needs to deal with. So definitely a strong message needs to be sent at the very least. But because of the fact that this was a deliberate act to try and slide this through, which only got caught because the homeowner brought in a form to get something taken care of for his insurance. Otherwise, we don't know. And we also don't know if they're doing this in other jurisdictions because, we don't undertake that search.
Can we hear again, Wayne, what the max is? Because I think I'm gonna make a motion for that.
I have a motion once you'd like to.
Administrative fine is $1,000 per violation max. And you can withhold permitting privileges, and you can suspend their permitting privileges altogether, or
Probation was.
probation,
Which
probation.
is.
Yeah, you can't revoke, he's a state licensed contractor.
What's probation entail versus suspension? They
I
can
mean,
continue to work,
Yeah.
but if
right.
there's another violation,
Yeah.
then there's
That-
subsequent.
You're done.
Basically, that's it. It would be a stern warning not to have it happen again, but suspension would actually put him inability to get permits from the city for a period of time.
You got a motion, sir?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we fine the individual $1,000 for the fraud and $500 for the second for not following the procedure, and 6 months suspension.
I don't think we can find 1,500.
Yeah, because it's up to
it is?
1,000 per offense,
violation.
and there's 2 violations here, so.
Okay. Is there a second?
So personally, I can agree with the 1,000 and the 500. I think this, based on the clerical, even though it was fraudulent and it was not the contractor himself, I could see us putting him on probation or his business on probation. Up to, what are we allowed? Probation, how many months?
That's within your purview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Basically,
the
his
code
point,
doesn't state.
We would need a second to the motion that's on the table, and then we can go back to it again and come up with something different. But his motion was $1,000 fine, and it was,
500.
and then 500, and then 6 months suspension. So if we don't get a second on that, then we go back to the table and come up with something different. Do we have a second on that motion? It's on the table.
I thought we were still in a deliberative.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way?
No, no,
Well,
you have to
he
second
hits-
the motion.
Yeah, he made a motion,
Okay.
so.
You have to, and then if it doesn't get seconded, it's dead. And then we move on and we create a new motion.
Okay.
So, do I have a second? Doesn't sound like I do, so now we go back to discussion. I like the idea, I agree with this gentleman. And I'm not moving this, I'm just talking at this point. But I like the idea of fraud is fraud and it cannot be accepted. So the $1,000 fine, I like the idea of that. I don't know about the 500, I mean, but I think the $1,000 fine, and I think probation is probably not the best thing here, but I don't think it should be that long. In my opinion, I think it should be a $1,000 fine, 60 days suspended. And that's enough to take a bite out of the apple to where don't do it again. But I'm weighing the scale where the homeowners are happy with the work, the county has signed off on it. I get the fraud part, but I think it should be $1,000. I'm not making a motion here, but I think it should be a $1,000 fine and 60 days suspension. Or a $1,000 fine with 6 months probation. Go longer in the probation, shorter in the suspension. It's either way. It's up to the board, whoever wants to make a motion.
Mr. Chair, if I could make one suggestion, whichever way this ends up going, if you impose some sort of suspension with a fine, I would recommend that we put language in there that he doesn't get reinstated, his privileges for permitting doesn't get it reinstated until the fine is paid. Because he could very easily sit out a 60-day suspension.
It's a great point.
And then never pay the
all of a sudden,
fine.
the city doesn't get
Right.
the money, and then there really is no, I get that. So I would, does anybody want to move anything? That's not a motion of what I said. It's up to you guys. And then I'll second.
Well, I'll make a motion for the 1,000 for the first, 500 for the second, 6 months probation.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And do we include that he
Include the
doesn't
language.
come
You
off
wanna
probation
include the
until?
language of that you don't get reinstated until you've paid the fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that almost should be like added automatically.
Yeah, right.
Just something that should be added, but, let's see. Yeah, anything, Wayne? I mean, I think we're out of it at this point.
I have nothing further.
Adjourn?
Yep.
Thank you.